Okay, have you guys ever had a point in your life where you knew what you wanted to do but didn't really know how to get there? For this quote is, a critic is a man who knows the way but can't drive the car. And it kind of reminds me of a personal experience where I criticized one of my friends. She did this stupid thing, and I never really had been in her shoes, and I never really had put myself in that position before. But for me to criticize her was kind of like a foolish thing, and you don't really have a say-so until you are in that position. Another way that I could put this would be, you see you could see like celebrities or politicians, and they also criticize each other, and they try to get like the run through the breakdown, and it's kind of hard to like drive yourself to somewhere or to have them drive anybody else somewhere when they don't really know exactly like how to put you guys there or to drive you there. And another thing with like a personal goal with me is that I criticize myself like with everything that I do, and it kind of just like helps me to get where I'm going. And it's like sometimes there's a time where like I don't really know like whether to go left or right with my life, and then you just kind of have to like drive yourself to the point where you know what you want to do. So I think that it's kind of important to be critical and to like open your eyes in your life and what you want to do so you can eventually get there.
I'll send you out for you. I wasn't just here.
Oh, were you? Yeah. Good teamwork.
I got the second.
Oh, no.
The stash.
Just like take both of it and pull the makeup off.
Yeah, you picked this one already, right?
Say what?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's almost
here.
I'm done
All right, Stephanie, I like the rhetorical question as an attention device. The story about your friend, it wasn't clear to me whether that was the first point in your supporting structure or if it was an extension of the introduction. As I was listening to it, I knew generally what the quote was, but I didn't know what your point was. You need a thesis statement on this. You need to have a point of view. You've got a structure for your ideas, but I don't know what they're building to. Once you get to the supporting points, then I think it's a little bit stronger. You've got, like I said, the friend example. Your second point, though, you mentioned celebrities or famous people or important people, but I have no idea what the point was you were trying to make there. It felt like you kind of wandered around on that. When you got to the issue of self-criticism, though, I thought you did a very nice job talking about how that might help you do better and improve yourself and understand yourself a little bit more. So that made a lot more sense. Again, some particulars would be helpful. It'll give you more comfort if you can think of something that happened to you that's a real experience where you actually did that. And then once you've got the example in your head, it's easy to find things to talk about. You just kind of keep it at this esoteric, abstract level, and that's when it becomes difficult to find, the next word or the next idea, and so you struggle a little bit there. You have your voice, I think, is calm. You're kind of a quiet speaker, but That's okay. No anxiety's coming out there. Your anxiety seems to be coming out in your hands a little bit. You're not quite playing with the topic, but you are, fiddling with it a little bit, and I think that that's a little bit odd. The other thing is your facial expressions. You start off looking nervous when you walk in the door, and then while you're speaking, you've got maybe kind of your expressions are a little bit. I don't want plastic makes it sound like there's something bad, but they seem like they're a little frozen, like there's not much variation in what you're doing. And your eye contact is very inconsistent. You keep looking out at the audience, but not necessarily at people in the audience. And I know that sorry, I'm in the corner here, but I noticed that you never looked over at me. Maybe the camera's a little intimidating, but you need to scan the audience a little bit more. And don't forget, it's not just your eyes that you're using to speak. It's your head and your whole body and those kinds of things. Be a little bit more engaging, and I think you'll be a lot more confident also. All right, thank you. I think probably Mariano's going to have to be our last speaker. It just depends on how long he speaks. So could Guy...